Alright guys, another bad news for the housing market. The real estate companies began to lay off their employees. The company Campus will lay off 10% of its workforce. Redfin will cut 8% of the employees. Look at this, breaking news. The S&P 500 index falls another 1% after Monday's sell-off. This is not good, guys. The US economy at this moment is very vulnerable. I remember at the beginning of this year, I recorded a video to share my thoughts on the investment strategy in 2022. I told everyone that cash is king because inflations were out of control in the first half of 2022. I suggest everyone to be more conservative in terms of housing and stock investment. You can preserve more cash so that you can deal with the rising prices for basic food, water, basic clothes, basic housing, and so on. I think you can find this video if you search 2022 January 7th. I uploaded the video on January 7th. Since we cannot go back in time, in this video, I want to talk about my prediction about the US economy, housing market, and stock market in the second half of 2022 and 2023. My overall strategy doesn't change a lot. I still think you should be very conservative in terms of investments. You should be very careful. I wouldn't suggest you to be an aggressive investor in the second half of 2022 and even in the new year 2023. The reason is we still don't have a solution for inflations. If the Federal Reserve and the US government cannot bring down inflations, they will keep tightening the monetary policy, which means there won't be a lot of liquidity in the investment market. What does liquidity mean? That means very cheap or even free loans, mortgages for investors to borrow. Basically, investment means investors borrow cheaper money from the bank or the government to make more profits. If the inflation is not under control, I don't think cheap mortgages or loans will be available anymore. So what should we invest in the rest of 2022 and in the new year? Before I talk about my investment strategy, I want to make it very clear. This is not an investment advice. I just want to share my thought with everyone. My investment does not mean you should follow the same investments. As an informed investor, you should make your own decision. You should not just listen to me. So if everything is clear, let me talk about my investment strategy for the rest of 2022. I would invest in safer investment product like certificate of deposit, like US Treasury. This will be the product I'm thinking about for the rest of 2022 because this product will increase the interest rate with the Federal Reserve's interest rate. The more the Federal Reserve increases the interest rate, the more return rate the certificate of deposit and the US Treasury will give to the investors. And they are safer. At this moment, I don't think the return rate matters as much as the safety of your investment. The number one priority of your investment in this type of market is the safety of your money. I wouldn't pursue high return rates, but I would definitely pursue stable investment. Again, this is not an investment advice. So you shouldn't just go to buy certificate of deposit or US Treasury just because you watched this video. I just want to share my ideas with you. You do you. It's your money, so you should make an informed decision before any action. I hope this video can be useful. Thanks for watching.